Your brain isn't actually slow, but it's being forced to work in the wrong conditions. You notice it in small ways. You take longer to think. Words don't come as easily. Tasks that used to feel simple now take more effort. You sit down to focus, but your mind feels heavy, like it's moving through resistance. It's frustrating, especially when you know what you're capable of. The instinct is to blame energy, age, or motivation. But in most cases, that's not the real issue. What you're experiencing is not a loss of ability. It's a mismatch between how your brain works and how you're using it every day. To understand why your brain feels slow, you have to look at what it's being exposed to on a regular basis. The first factor is constant stimulation. Your brain is rarely idle anymore. There's always something pulling your attention: notifications, messages, videos, background noise. Even during moments that should be quiet, your mind is still processing input. At first, this seems harmless, but over time, it changes how your brain operates. Instead of sustaining attention, it becomes trained to react. This creates a shallow pattern of thinking. You're active, but not fully engaged. You're busy, but not clear. That's when your thinking starts to feel slower, not because your brain is weaker, but because it's scattered. The second factor is cognitive overload. Your brain has a limit to how much it can process at once. When that limit is exceeded repeatedly, performance drops. You don't notice it immediately, but gradually, your thoughts become less organized. You lose track of details. You need more time to complete simple tasks. It's like trying to run multiple programs on a system that wasn't designed for it. Everything still works, but less efficiently. The third factor is mental fatigue. Your brain uses energy to think, decide, and focus. When that energy is constantly drained without proper recovery, your performance declines. This doesn't feel like extreme exhaustion. It feels like subtle slowness. You can still function, but not at your best. And because it builds gradually, many people don't realize what's happening. They assume this is just how things are now. But there's another layer that explains why this feeling persists. Your brain operates through different patterns of activity. Some patterns support rest, others support alertness, and some are linked to deeper focus and efficient thinking. When your brain spends most of its time in low-efficiency patterns due to distraction, fatigue, or stress, it becomes harder to access clarity. You're not lacking ability, you're lacking the right state. This is where many people misunderstand the problem. They try to fix it by pushing harder, more effort, more hours, more pressure. But that approach doesn't solve the underlying issue. In fact, it often makes it worse, because when your brain is already overloaded or fatigued, forcing more output only increases resistance. So what actually helps? You don't fix a slow-feeling brain by adding more pressure. You fix it by changing the conditions that affect how it works. The first step is reducing unnecessary input. Your brain needs periods of stability to process information properly. When it's constantly interrupted, it never has time to settle. Start by creating short blocks of uninterrupted time. Even 20 to 30 minutes without distractions can begin to restore clarity. The second step is simplifying your focus. Multitasking is one of the fastest ways to slow down your thinking. Every time you switch tasks, your brain has to reset. That reset takes time and energy. When you focus on one task at a time, your thinking becomes more efficient. The third step is managing mental energy. Pay attention to when your brain feels naturally sharper during the day. Use those periods for more demanding work. When your energy drops, shift to simpler tasks instead of forcing high performance. This aligns your workload with your capacity. The fourth step is recovery. Breaks are not wasted time. They are part of how your brain maintains performance. Short pauses during the day allow your mind to reset. Without them, fatigue builds and your thinking slows down even more. But here's the key insight. Your brain doesn't just need fewer distractions. It needs better alignment. Even if you improve your habits, your brain may still struggle if it's not entering the states that support clarity. This is why some people feel stuck. They do everything right on the surface, but their mental state doesn't change. And without that shift, progress stays limited. The goal is not just to remove what slows your brain down. It's to support what helps it function better. Some people achieve this through structured routines, others through quiet time or focused breathing. And more recently, there are simple audio-based approaches designed to guide the brain into more stable patterns. The idea is not to stimulate your brain, it's to help it stabilize. When your brain is in a stable, focused state, thinking becomes smoother. You don't have to force clarity. It starts to feel natural again. Tasks that once felt heavy become manageable. You move through information more efficiently, and that sense of slowness begins to fade. This doesn't happen instantly, but with consistent adjustments, your brain adapts. And as it does, your baseline changes. You start to feel sharper more often, more consistent, more controlled. In the end, your brain is not the problem. The environment and patterns around it are. Once you understand that, the solution becomes clearer. You stop trying to push harder and start creating the conditions that allow your brain to work the way it's designed to. If this helped you understand what's really behind that slow feeling, consider subscribing. This channel focuses on practical, structured ways to improve how your mind works in everyday situations. And if you want to explore a simple method that can support mental clarity as part of your daily routine, there's a resource linked in the description. It's designed to fit into a short, consistent practice and can help you experience how your brain responds when given the right conditions. Sometimes, the fastest way to think better is not to do more. It's to remove what's slowing you down.